shit. You start getting around motherfuckers that can put you in a better position, and they don't. They just try to cut your throat. I'm Bouta Clown.
I mean, this beat's pretty typical to my style, but it's a little stripped down compared to how I would usually produce a beat. But I was really just inspired by this bell sound. It was just a loop that I found.
Yeah.
But I just thought it sounded dope.
Did you EQ it at all, or was that the raw sound?
Yeah, so I got a lot of tricks that I'm not necessarily going to share all of them, but
right.
like real quickly, I took the loop, I pitched it to the key that I thought it sounded best in, which for this I was going for like a real slow, bouncy vibe. And so I pitched it down, I believe, and then usually with any type of loop, like I'll chop it myself and replay it. So in this case, I broke it down into quarters, quarter bar chops, and then I threw it into a sampler and replayed it. So if you listen to it, you can kind of, every once in a while you'll hear like a little click, and that's actually like a part of the chop where I'm playing. And what I did from there is it's actually two of the loops playing on top of each other, and one of them is just the regular one that I've set the way I wanted it to. The second one is dropped down an octave, and then it's real quiet underneath it because I just wanted some of the lower tones of the actual bell sound to be in there too, to kind of fill out the whole texture of the beat, because I really didn't want to go too far with any type of melody or anything like that.
Dope.
So after the bell plays, then I brought in a little whistle to just kind of accent it. Again, kind of just buried underneath it, you know what I mean? I really wanted those bells to be the main point. But yeah, so that's in there too. And that's really the only melodic elements to the whole beat. Because after this, I threw in an 808. There we go. So that 808 started off as actually not a distorted 808, and I kind of put my own sauce in it through the mixing process. So the original beat, it actually sounds a little more, which you might not be able to hear it through the speakers, but it's really toned down, it's really subtle. But then to make it more present in phone speakers and stuff like that, I added a little bit of soft clipping and distortion to it, just to give it some extra higher frequency color so you can hear it. So yeah, and that was it for that.
It's going down.
And then after that, we started bringing the drums in, which just real simply, it's just a kick, a crash, a clap, and some hi-hats. I didn't add any extra percussion or anything like that. I was trying to make the hats kind of do all the bouncing themselves. Then I brought in a kick just to kind of help that 808 punch a little harder. And the claps. And this is actually what I've started doing in the past year or so, which I never really did before, and it's a rookie mistake, so learn from this. This will be my one point of advice. Put some reverb on your claps. If you don't, then they just sound stale. People will make comments like, oh, your drums just don't hit hard enough and shit like that. Use the fucking reverb.
I want to say I actually just seen someone that I was watching an interview on, they was talking about putting reverb on a clap.
It just gives it more depth and space, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then you can hear that little rim shot in there too, like the little click, That was just to help with the bounce of the hi-hats a little bit. And then my signature is always to put a crash right at the beginning of every bar. So that's what that is. And that's the drum line right there. And you just bring everything else back in with it. Then the only other thing that I added to it is when the verse comes in, I actually switched up the bass line to an actual bass sample.
Which is one of my favorite parts of the beat.
This makes for like my thought process behind that was basically like, this helps people know because of how simple the beat is that we're changing sections now. It's like a good way to transition. So that's why I did that.
It reminds me like real Marshall Mathers LP-ish. Like Marshall Mathers LP. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what song it is, but it has a that era vibe of that. That's what I like about it. That beat, man. It just reminds me of some.
I think when I was making the beat, for real, I was going for like not trying to copy, but like I was thinking Tech Nine, like you know, a lot of times when he starts doing like his fast rapping, it'll break down into like a long bass line, you know, and then fast hi-hats or something like that. So like my thought was kind of like, okay, this is like a Tech Nine type section right here.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like it. That's one of my favorite parts of the beat.
But yeah, that's the beat.
So when you're done with the beat, did you do you do anything special to mix it? Like, do you have like a certain formula? Everything different?
I don't have a certain formula, but some things that I always look for are the spatial qualities of any melodic instrument. So like, if they're too mono or they're too narrow, they sound kind of cheap. So, you know, I always think about like, how can I widen this sound or how can I thicken it up a little bit? And then the other most important element is making things bounce. So like your kick has to be heard through your bass. And a lot of people mess that up one way or the other. It'll be too much kick or not enough bass, or, you know, the other way around. So yeah, I sell all my beats online at beatstars.com/Donny Knotz. It's $50 exclusive rights. That gets you the stems. That gets you the contract that you own the beat. And it also guarantees that we'll be working. And it's only $50.
And I don't think you're gonna get any fucking beats this good that cheap. So if you don't do it, you're only doing a disservice to you and your music.
Bouta Clown, disrespect is going down. It's like a Ferris wheel with all this hating going round. Look, I don't care you sell, so why you paint it with a frown? What you eat don't make me shit, but since the circus back in town, I'm Bouta Clown.
Right there, stop it. That's what made me inspire me for the song, was that bass line right there where the clowns are. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to clown. That's just that's just what came to my head. I'm about to clown. So right there I had my bass for what the concept could be, the context of it, using about to clown as a metaphor, as a literal statement. And the hook is, I'm about to clown, disrespect is going down. It's like a Ferris wheel with all this hating going around. I don't care yourself, so why you paint it with a frown? What you eat don't make me shit, but since the circus back in town, I'm about to clown. Which, the Ferris wheel, with all the hating going around, I don't care yourself, like a carousel, so why you paint it with a frown? But since the circus back in town, I'm about to clown. What you eat don't make me shit. That's a Jay-Z line. I always like that. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing don't affect me. So what you eat don't make me shit. It's pretty much, you know, self-explanatory at that point. That on this song, it's about to get really aggressive ish. You know. So all right, let's move on to the first verse.
I'm about to climb the ringmaster, the beast back with that king stature. A-Laz, I'm elite when I got Donny Knotz throwing heat at you. Your tracks are a disaster, need remixed and then remastered. This beat's sick and I speak cancer. 3, 6, and 03, man, I'm on fire. I'm bringing the smoke like weed when you choke. Don't mean to sting when you breathe and you choke. More like I'm swinging and leaving you broke. I'm slip. Even a joke can be what provokes. Get even, I see through the things you invoke. You asleep, count sheep, but you think you a goat. I'm weak. We laughing at you, you act a damn fool. You can't get past me and that distracts you. You can't be that weak, you gotta get that too. Matter of fact, we was never that cruel. Couple of us had once been that true. Times are changing, this shit been passed through. So miss me with that clown. You tried to ride my way, but now you praying that I'll drown. I helped to build you up and still you trying to tear me down. So brother is a word that I no longer throw around. I'm about to clown.
Man, the first bars, well, throughout the whole song, of course, I'm gonna use the circus and clown wordplay. Ringmaster, beast back with the king stature. Donny Knotz throwing heat at you. But the first verse is pretty much based on a few different situations I think everyone can relate to, which is being in positions with people or being, doing business or personal relationships, being in personal relationships or business relationships with people that can put you in better positions. But 9 times out of 10, these people keep you where they need you and where they want you. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of the times in the music industry, with my experience, it's been like that. And it's frustrating, man, because I feel like there's so much music out here and there's so much money to be made and so many fans out here to please. And it's really selfish of people to be like that, whether it's music, like I said, or just even personal stuff, So Bouta Clown, in that sense, in the first verse, is Bouta Clown because the frustration of being around people that can help me out, and they don't. They just keep you, like it says at the beginning, they just cut your throat, man. You know what I'm saying? They just want to get out whatever they need out of you, throw you to the side. So that's the first verse. All right, let's go to the second verse.
I'm about to climb on this whack motherfucker from the D. Once upon a time, he lived out in the T. Friends with Eminem before a friend of me. Held him down and traveled with him. Thought he knew the industry. He would try to shut down every rapper that I thought was dope. What's his name? Yeah, he cool. Yellow Wolf? Nope. I said you got a show with him. I think he's about to blow. Yo, I'm trying to get him on a song. Let's get him on the phone. It never happened. Yella signed to Shady shortly after. I'm just trying to grind. Why they wanna hold me back for? And now I hear you got a label and this shit got deeper. Because your first act is MBK, my brother's keeper. So when I see you, homie, miss me with that brown. You trying to ride my wave and now I watch you as you drown. I helped to build you up and still you trying to tear me down. So brother is a word that I no longer throw around. I'm about to clown. Disrespect.
So this verse is clearly more personal and about somebody in particular, which I'm not going to put that person's name out there like I didn't in the song, because the song's more than just that. But that second verse was more honed to that situation in which I was tight with someone, like I was telling you earlier, with somebody in the music industry that was, I considered a friend. And, there was just on more than one occasion, this person, treated me and my group like we weren't shit, you know what I'm saying? When clearly we were in the situations we were in. And he went on to rant on social media and even further than that about my group, MBK, my brother's keeper. And even before that, I would tell him about people that I thought were dope and he'd kind of write it off, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of real condescending and haterish with a lot of the shit he would say. Like I said in the song, about Yellow Wolf, there was a scenario where I was telling him that Yellow Wolf was dope. You know what I'm saying? He's up and coming. This was before he signed to Shady. He wrote it off. He thought I was, why you so on Yellow Wolf? You know what I'm saying? Like, pretty much hating on it. And then he ended up getting a show with Yellow Wolf. It ended up being something where we didn't link up. Yellow Wolf signed to Shady like a month later, and it was just kind of like a testament to the kind of situations that I've been in and you will be in the music industry, where a lot of people do shit like that. And by the end of the verse, it talks about him starting a label recently, and the first group on the label, he says, is MBK, my brother's keeper, which we felt, not only we felt like that, but other people hit us up to tell us about it, you know what I'm saying? So the fans felt that way too, you know what I'm saying? It's a slap in the face, like, damn. You know, and I text him, and he never said anything back. I don't know if his number changed or whatever, but that's what the second verse is about. And if you know our situation and you can read between the lines, you'll know who it is. And maybe in the video we might hint around to it, but this song's not to give him any light or to, you know what I'm saying, push that even further. But, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, if we see him, fuck the daps, fuck the pounds, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have a conversation about it. So that's that. I think, what do we say? The last is, the album is Let's Ride, 14 new songs, exclusively produced by this guy, who's a longtime friend of mine, but is an incredible producer, Donny Knotz Beats. Go follow him at Donny Knotz on Instagram, at Donny Knotz Beats on Facebook. Like he said, on BeatStars / Donny Knotz Beats.
Yep.
Or
Just Donny Knotz.
Just Donny Knotz.
Yep.
The album comes out this Saturday, October 8th. October 15th. I'm fucking thinking about the concert we just did.
Yep.
October 15th, Let's Ride. 14 new songs featuring Ritz, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Blah, blah, blah. The new album, Let's Ride, 14 new songs featuring Bone Thugs and Harmony's Crazy Bone, Ritz. We got Freeway from Rockefeller Records, Rock Nation, Freedom Thinkers Academy, Clemmy, who is a very big artist, not only in the region, but on a international tip with Freeway. 6 Digit, of course, My Brother's Keeper, Two Tone. I needed a female rapper on this album. I tried really hard to get a few different ones on there. They didn't turn in the music in enough time, and Two Tone was one of the last songs that I wrote that wasn't even going to go on the album. I gave it to her. She did amazing things with it. It's called One Down, Two More. We have Freeway, or Winfrey. Winfrey's on the album also. He was on the prior albums. He does the talk box like Zapp and Roger. My boy Dada, Shayla Chantel, who is an incredible vocalist. She was on the first album last year, Beast. Shayla Chantel, she was on the Beast album. And then Dino from me and 6 Digits group, Steady Thuggin' Glass, back in like 1999 to 2004. The song that we have on there is called Kill 'Em All, which is a reprise of the song Kill 'Em All from back then. But this version's better because it's produced by Donny Knotz Beats. And it got us on there, all with original sounds. It has Nick Corbin on it, who's directing and filming Bouta the Clown video. And he's doing vocals on that song, which he did on the original song as well. So October 15th, Let's Ride, the album. October 15th, Bouta the Clown video is going to be out. Check it out. We're going to do more like this. Shout out, Donny Knotz Beats.
Yeah.